Hey everyone, welcome to Reverse Homesteading. Last time I did a video on the cabbages, cabbage heads and cup day was the title, plus a little bit more so that you would know what's in the video. I was coming from the other side, so I didn't actually notice what was happening with this little one. That is a mini cauliflower. It's called a Snowball cauliflower, and I'm pretty excited about that. I haven't grown cauliflowers a lot because they take up so much space. With this, I have fairly big hands, but that doesn't take up too much space. So it'll grow a little snowball sized cauliflower head. And just for the two of us, that'll be enough. I have some more here and here and in the corner up the other end. The ones that have had trouble with aphids up this end, they didn't. So who knows? I'll just know next winter when I grow these again, which I'm sure I will, they will have a bit more visibility from my side about aphids and what the little aphids are doing. The other thing I was going to show you that needs to get done is, apart from finish my coffee, is to have a look at these carrots. So these are normal carrots. Some of them hopefully will be purple carrots. There were some golden coloured ones as well. I've got a little guide here. Apparently 1 to 2 to 3 inches is the official way of spacing your carrots. So 5 centimetres is 2 inches and 7.6 centimetres is 3 inches. For some reason in my head inches made sense even though I live in Australia. But there you go, that's how far apart your carrots are supposed to be. And I counted the carrots here and there are 25. And if they're 3 inches apart, that means I only have 9 carrots from the spacing that I've done. I know you're supposed to plant them with sand so that you don't get all of your carrots in the one space and then you're less likely to have to thin too many. But I'm going to thin them today just to show you what I'm going to do. And this is a very light fluffy mix. It's a veggie mix from a landscaping place. So I wanted to do a little trial as well. So the ones that are too close together, I'm going to leave them there that way, and just maybe these ones here, and trim back the others so that they get some nice big thick carrots instead of little wheedly stringy carrots that might be weird shapes. These here are my parsnips, which you may have been following on other videos. That's the stage you're supposed to thin them, not this stage. I haven't had carrots for ages because I've been in the tropics, Rocky Tropics Gardening. Tropics with an X is my other channel that I have linked here in my bio. So parsnips and carrots were very hard to do in the tropics. There's a tiny window and then usually by the time you get to summer they're flooded or they just have gone through too much dry weather, and yeah, they're just really hard temperature wise because it's just too hot up there. Okay, so we're going to keep going. The neighbour seems to have a motorbike. Anywho, hopefully you can hear properly. This is the little bunch that I am going to not thin out. There are 5 in there. So I'm going to leave them as is. And I thought I'd show you. This is the 3 inches or the 7.6 centimetres. So the entire bunch of them is within that. So 5 in one spot is not good. So we are going to thin the rest. So I'm going to do 2 inches because I think 3 is too much. So I'm just being super specific. I would not be doing this normally, but it's just sort of for my own thinking as well. I'm going to pick the biggest, healthiest ones and trim the rest. As you know, carrot is a root vegetable. So especially once they've been left a bit long like these ones have been, I'm just going to trim the ones back that are not as good as the other ones, because that'll give us the best crop theoretically. So that's 2 in 2 inches or 2 in 5 centimetres. That's probably a bit less than 5 there. So we don't want to damage the roots. So just cut them down to approximately ground level. Take the bits away. You can eat them in a little salad if you want to. But yeah, they do just as well in the compost. So there's our little carrot patch thinned out. I'll Do the same with the parsnips, I think. So we're going to trim back our parsnips in the same way, so not to disturb the roots of the ones that we actually want. I'll just look at which ones we can probably keep, which ones we're going to chuck. Ugh, this is so sad having to do this. The parsnips are actually spaced a little bit better than the carrots were. Just going to go with approximate for now. That's probably a little close. So they compete for nutrients, of course, and as well as space. I mean, wiggly carrots are funny, but not if it's at the expense of getting a bunch of wiggly ones when you could actually get some decent carrots that aren't too embarrassing to give away. And they're useful to the people you give them to, if you're going to give them away. Got these tiny little ones. I'm just going to snip them off because they really haven't done much yet. Parsnips can grow a little bigger than carrots, but not always. So, that's basically the idea. And I might just wait to see what some of them do. I'll report back once we've harvested these and see what the outcome was. Here is another reason to know your garden and what it looks like. I thought, that leaf is bent over. I wonder what's going on. Arg. There's a bug, little caterpillar, which I will sort out later. But look, it's been munching on my kohlrabi. I know they need to live, but I'm so proud of my kohlrabi. Anyway, I'll see you later, little bug. I thought I'd update you on my potatoes. Turns out they've been in the ground for 12 weeks. They're Gippsland Gold ones, which I believe, from the way they've been growing, are determinate because they are not growing potatoes up the stem like indeterminate or vining potatoes do. So, I may be harvesting potatoes soon. That's exciting. So 12 weeks is in between that time. It just depends upon the variety, and because I don't think you can buy them as seed potatoes, we just like them to eat. So I thought, well, let's just try and plant something that we were going to eat anyway. We've got our little Dutch creams coming along. They're about that high now. So they will be a good replacement. Not that that's really succession sowing, but it's good enough for now. So we're only just past our shortest day of the year here in Melbourne, Australia, in the middle of winter. Still really. But I thought you might like to see these beautiful leaves on my strawberries. I have been covering them so they don't get too much frost because I want to keep all of these little runners here, which are just fresh little plants. But look at that colour. That's just gorgeous. So pretty. And this one's pretty good too. This is one of my new little ones. So I've been keeping that under cover as well. That's the sweetest variety. I don't know if it's the sweetest, but that's what it's called. So this is my dwarf nasturtium. It was in a packet from Country Value, I believe, of mixed colours. I've never grown a dwarf nasturtium before. Such a gorgeous orange. Just trying to get that to focus. The colour's just too bright for it. You could say it's a rose amongst the thorns of all these dragon fruit waiting for their favourite season of the warmer weather. But thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying your garden, whatever you're doing, and we'll see you next time.